My assignment is on the issue of bottled water or tap water. Ever since I was little, I hated drinking out of the tap. If I wanted water, I would get it from the fridge or get an Arrowhead water bottle out of the garage. Now, knowing what I know about the products used to make plastics for water bottles, I might have changed my mind. Bisphenol A, or BPA, is a compound used to make certain plastics. It has been used since 1957 and all over the world. Manufacturers use about 3.6 million tons of BPA just yearly. The problem with BPA in our bottled water is BPA can seep into our water, or if we're handling a product with BPA, like plastics or cans, it can get into our bodies, which could cause health effects on the brain, behavior, and prostate gland of fetuses, infants, and children. The BPA issue still remains controversial, and research is still continuing. The American Chemistry Council, an association that represents plastic manufacturers, contends that BPA pose no risk to human health. But the Food and Drug Administration is trying to find alternatives for plastics to reduce BPA and human exposure to BPA. There are tons of debates going on about the tap versus bottled problem, and which is better, which is healthier for us, which is safer for our children, etc. And one debate I researched is called Tapping Congress to Get Off the Bottle, which has the goal to turn most ideas of taking our right, free water, and turning it into a profit-driven commodity. The takeaways from this report were: bottled water costs over 1,000 times more than tap water per fluid ounce, uses more than 2,000 times more energy to produce, the purity of tap water is better regulated, and, a fact, bottled water is just filtered tap water. I have quite the opinion on this problem. Not only are Americans buying plastics when they don't have to, but businesses are lying, saying that BPA is harmless just to keep their industries alive and going. I think that to reduce the BPA use, we need to get water bottles that you keep refilling and never throw away, which they sell about everywhere. Then, you don't risk anything like getting poisoned by BPA, and you don't have to pay for water bottles every week. Also, to reduce BPA use, you can do all of the following. Seek out BPA-free products, microwave your plastic cautiously, wash your plastic safely, and cut back on cans. After the purification process, there is a big difference between tap water and bottled water. Suggestions that bottled water isn't as well regulated as tap are patently false. Not only does it contend that the CAI overstates the oil use in producing bottled water, it says bottled water plastics container recycling is up to 31%, double the rate of 5 years ago. In the end, it argues, bottled water is good for the nation's economy. In 2009, the bottled water industry was responsible for as much as $130 billion in total economic activity and generated over $12.7 billion in the property income and sales taxes in the U.S. But, according to a Scientific American article, bottled water is ripping off consumers to the tune of 1,900 times the cost of tap water, and bottlers aren't revealing where their water comes from. 18% of the 173 bottled waters on the U.S. market today fail to list the locations of their source. A third disclose nothing about the treatment or purity of the water inside their plastic bottles. The Natural Defense Council reports that 90% of the money consumers pay for bottled water actually covers everything but the water itself. bottling, packaging, shipping, marketing, and other expenses and profits. I also think much research is still needed to find out about how to make plastics without BPA, to really have the facts about BPA and how it is or isn't harmless. There are a lot of issues at the work of bottle versus tap debate. Which do you fall for? Do you buy the idea that the pro-tap folks are discouraging water drinking, or do you think that the bottlers are going on the offensive to hide the environmental misdeeds?